Hello there.
Hi.
Join us with a drink as we talk about 6 things that we took for granted when we first sailed on Virgin Voyages. For those of you that are new here, I'm David.
And I'm Mark.
And we are the Doddles.
And for those of you that aren't new here, you probably know that our first experience of cruising was with Virgin.
It was.
And we may have said this before, but before we cruised with Virgin, we didn't think cruising was for us at all.
No, and on that point, there are a few things that we're not going to mention in our things we took for granted because they are the reason we sailed with Virgin.
Yes.
So things like all the food being included and
no kids.
No children.
Yeah, the biggies. That's the reason that we chose Virgin in the first place, so we didn't take those for granted.
But there are a number of things, 6 to be exact, that we did take for granted. Before we get into them, I will say we do have some exciting news to share, so stick around if you want to find out what that is.
Ooh, tease.
I am a tease. I want to keep you watching. Stay where you are.
So yes, in recent times, we have started to cast the net further afield than Virgin.
We have.
And we have now sailed with 2 other cruise lines.
We have. We've done MSC, which, if you haven't watched those vlogs, it was an experience. And you can find them on the channel if you want to go see what happened. And then Cunard most recently.
Yes. And
then in just over 3 weeks today, I think it is, we are getting on P&O Iona.
Yeah. I've just realised I'm sat here holding my glass. I've not had a drink yet.
Cheers! So yeah, being on those other lines is kind of what's opened our eyes to...
Yeah, and I think because our first experience of cruising was with Virgin, there were certain things that we experienced on that cruise that we assumed naively that was the way that it would be for all cruise lines.
Tis not.
It isn't.
By quite a long way.
So we are now going to touch on those.
I think the first one that we will touch upon, and this is quite a biggie actually.
Sorry, I just burped.
So the first thing we're going to touch upon is, I think, quite a big thing for us anyway, Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So on Virgin, standard Wi-Fi is included. Like, you don't pay any extra for it. You only pay if you want premium Wi-Fi.
Yeah, if you wanted to do stuff like streaming or video calling.
Yeah, that sort of stuff.
That sort of stuff.
Which I think is fair enough to pay extra for. Standard Wi-Fi lets you message, like keep in touch with people, lets you kind of browse the internet for things.
Well, the 2 biggest benefits, I think, of having an included Wi-Fi, so the benefit of being on Wi-Fi on the ship, you can keep in touch with people that are on the ship. So if you've made friends with people, you can arrange to meet them places.
Yeah.
And also you can then upload your holiday pictures to social media for the people that are not on the ship.
That is true.
I don't understand why cruise lines wouldn't want you to do that and wouldn't make that easy for you to do, because that's free advertising.
Yeah, so the 2 we've done so far, MSC and Cunard, you had to pay quite a lot for standard Wi-Fi. For any sort of connectivity. So that some people might enjoy that because you're basically off-grid if you don't pay for it. You can obviously access the ship's app or whatever it is that you use to book things, but other than that, you cannot get on the internet. So you can only do that when you're in port, which for us, which is just a bit, we didn't particularly enjoy that.
No, and like you said, it's nice if you wanted to turn off from the outside world, it is nice, but
you can do that with free Wi-Fi. You can still decide to turn that off.
Turn it off. But I think if you're not going to give free Wi-Fi, at least have your app or your intranet page have some form of chat functionality so you can chat with other people on the ship.
Yeah, because we've had it a few times, haven't we, where we'd see someone go, "Oh, go for a drink later," but we'll have to agree a time now and then stick to that time. It's like if anything came up, you can't say, "Oh, sorry, I'm running late." It's
like going back in time before smartphones, before mobile phones.
It is. But yeah, that was a big one for us, I would say.
If you know of a cruise line that does have the ability to chat with others on the ship free of charge, or that has a free Wi-Fi package, can you let us know below? Because we might be completely wrong in saying that it's a thing that only Virgin do.
No, but I think it still warrants being in this things we took for granted because it seems like a lot of cruise lines don't include it. So I think we're still right.
We assumed it would be.
Yes, and we now appreciate it very much when we go back on Virgin.
The next thing I want to talk about is a Sailaway party.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a party, just making Sailaway an event.
Yes.
Which on Virgin, if you've watched our previous vlogs or if you've been on a Virgin voyage, you know that Sailaway is a big thing. They make a big thing of it.
They make a big thing of it. Everyone gets a free glass or multiple glasses of fizz.
Yeah, and it's just a fantastic atmosphere.
You get introduced to the happening cast.
Yeah, and it makes an event of Sailaway. You know, everyone's then excited, and then the ship sails away, and it's all good vibes.
Yeah.
Whereas we've done MSC and Cunard, the ship left port, and we were like, well, we're on our way, are we?
Yeah, and it might well be that there is a Sailaway party that happens that we weren't made aware of. But I would say on Virgin, they make an announcement to say, join us on deck 15 and 16 for free bubbles as we celebrate the Sailaway. So they advertise it more if it does happen on other ships. So like I say, MSC and Cunard, we didn't find one. I know Disney do one. They do a do party.
I also do believe that P&O do. So in 3 weeks when we're on P&O, I think they have a Sailaway party. I don't know if it's made a bigger thing, like if it's a bigger thing as it is on Virgin.
Yeah.
But I do believe they have a Sailaway party. But we just assumed that, because sailing away is special.
It's the exciting
I don't know why it's special, but it is special.
Yeah. Well, it's the official start of your cruise.
Yeah.
So it's good to celebrate it, I would say. And the fact that you get free bubble, everyone gets free bubbles if they want to imbibe it. Then I think that's a good touch as well. And I do like meeting the Happenings cast as well. So the hostess will come on and do an introduction to the whole Happenings cast, and then some of them will do like little dance numbers in and around the pool, and just gets everyone in a good mood.
Yeah, we're a fan.
Yeah. Moving on.
Number three.
Number three is soft drinks.
Included, not just soft drinks, but included soft drinks, tea and coffee.
Yes.
Is a thing on Virgin.
Across the whole ship.
Across the whole ship. It is not a thing on every other cruise line we've since booked with. You have to buy a soft drinks package at a minimum.
It's not as cheap as you'd think it would be.
No, I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and also we experienced on Cunard, I had a soft drinks package, or we both had a soft drinks package, that I went to a particular bar and they said, we don't have, I think they were serving Pepsi, it wasn't even Coca-Cola, but they were serving Pepsi, but they didn't have a tap, they only had cans, and they're like, no, we can't give you that, you need to go and get it from somewhere that has a tap.
Which is just baffling to me, is that you're paying a premium for a soft drink package and it's tap. It doesn't include cans, it's just the tap.
Yeah, it's the same drink in a can. It's just...
Well, it's obviously cheaper for them and they found it.
Well, yeah, possibly.
The cynic in me would say.
Yeah, possibly. It could be that. But yeah, so that was one thing that just shocked us. We're like,
we just used to having...
No, and tea and coffee you can only have... On other cruise lines, you only get tea and coffee at lunch and dinner, I think it is. Or when you're having stuff. I think maybe in buffets, perhaps, you might be able to get it.
Yeah, probably.
But again, Virgin, it's included across the ship. And it just makes it so much easier just to...
Yeah.
And in the galley on Virgin, they've got self-serve points for you to go up and get your own.
Yeah. Do you know what I think was, and this is probably very specifically Cunard, what I thought was the silliest thing was in the main dining room, where we had our soft drink package on our card, we would ask the waiter, can we order 2 Coke Zeros, please? And he'd have to say, sorry, let me just go and get the sommelier.
Oh, yeah.
So the sommelier had to come over, and then we were like, can we just get 2 Cokes, please?
Yeah.
It
pairs beautifully with this pie.
It was just bizarre that the waiter couldn't take our soft drink order.
Yeah, could take the food order, but not the soft drink order.
Yeah.
Help me make that make sense. So yeah, soft drinks.
That's actually a little bit of a spoiler, actually. The news that we alluded to earlier is that our newest vlog series is about to go live. If you're watching this real time,
it'll be a week today. Yeah. 2nd of March. 2nd of March at 3 p.m.
We start our newest vlog series from our time experiencing Cunard for the very first time.
Yes.
So if you're not subscribed, do subscribe if you want to see that.
And hit the notification bell so you don't miss it going live. Because you want to be first. You don't want to get any spoilers on social media. Could definitely happen.
Yeah.
Moving on, number 4.
Can I just say as well, sorry if I sound strange, I have a cold. But I haven't mentioned it, have I, David? So
no, I'm just playing the world's smallest violin. The next one we want to talk about is something that...
sounds really daft.
It does, but we encountered this on Cunard, which we've just talked about briefly, and you'll see my in-the-moment reaction to this on the videos that are coming up. On Virgin, you board and you can ask for a steamer to be sent to your room, and they will send a steamer that you can... I think it's 2 hours you get it for, and then they'll come and collect it. But you've got 2 hours to steam some of your stuff, and you can do that multiple points through your voyage.
Whenever you need.
MSC, we didn't have a need to iron anything because it was a 2-night thing. Cunard, we did need to iron stuff because they enforce a more rigorous dress code, I would say, and they want you to be smart on an evening, and you've got the gala night where in the tux.
So basically what we're saying is everyone has shirts, dresses, trousers that will need steaming or ironing.
Yes. I rang down, I probably sounded really stupid to them because I just rang down to the concierge desk or whatever they call it, and I said, oh, can we get a steamer to the room, please? And they're like, oh no, we don't allow steamers in the room. You have to go to the laundry room. So then we grabbed our stuff, traipsed to the laundry room, and then there was a man there ironing his whole wardrobe.
Yeah. There was one, basically what we're saying is there was one iron.
One ironing board. I think there were 4 laundry rooms on the ship, I might be wrong.
Yeah, but
one of them was broken.
Yeah, so for basically 2,700 people, whatever it is, there was 3 irons. And everyone needed to iron. So it was honestly ridiculous. We spent a good portion of our holiday either ironing or waiting to iron.
In the queue to iron. I think one day I got up early and went and did some in the morning because I thought, oh, it won't be there. Like, there'll be no one there. And another time, before we went to bed, I went and did some because I was like, oh, it'll be empty there. But there's just something quite demeaning about having to carry your clothes through hallways, which when they're trying to put on a bit more of a, I don't want to use the word posh persona, to then see people like just carting laundry around because they need to go and do it. One thing I will give them their dues, they do have washing machines and tumble dryers that are free to use.
And on Cunard, it was free laundry detergent too.
So give them the dues, that's great, but allow steamers in the room. Because I assume if Virgin can do it, it's not a health and safety issue.
But let's just make this very clear. This isn't Virgin allowing you to bring your steamer on. This is very specifically, they have steamers that they will lend you.
Because they'll need to be tested and all that sort of stuff. I get that, but the fact that Virgin can do it makes me think that it can't be a health and safety issue. It's just they choose not to do it. And I don't understand why. So that is definitely one of the things that...
It sounds really trivial, but it was a massive inconvenience to have to go somewhere.
Yeah, and I think it's the same case on P&O when we go on P&O in a few weeks. So I think what I might do is try and iron everything here and pack it in a way that hopefully means I don't need to. But it's just frustrating when they force you to wear, like gala night, for example. I know you can opt out of it and go to different parts of the ship, but if you want to get involved in it, you can't turn up with a creased shirt.
No, it got to one night, the ironing room was so busy that we gave up.
Yeah.
And we came back to the room and I turned the shower on full blast.
Oh yeah, and just used the steam in the shower.
And just like steamed my clothes in the shower, which is such a waste of water. So
yeah, it's not very sustainable, but our hand was forced. But yeah, that was definitely a big inconvenience for us, and I would say definitely something that we took for granted. But again, if you know of any other lines that allow you to get steamers in the room, again, I'm not expecting you to be able to take your own on, but if they provide steamers or irons or whatever, let us know. But we don't think there are.
I would say that the next two, or the last two that we're going to touch on, are probably personal preferences more than anything.
Yeah, I would say so, because I think some people like the other way of doing it, but for us, I think whether it's just because us being on Virgin was the first time we experienced it, that's why we like it so much. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you do the first one, I'll do the second one.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
So I would say I took for granted not having announcements every morning into your cabin or into the corridor outside your cabin, telling you about the depth of the water and the whatever stuff.
Yeah, not necessarily just on the mornings either. There was one evening where I was at the concierge desk on Cunard for a reason that you'll find out in the vlog series that's coming up. And I was talking to the lady behind the desk, and then an announcement came on, and no kidding, it lasted about 20 minutes because it did it in English and then it did it in German because we were going to Hamburg, and it took so long. And then we just stood there in silence because we can't talk while that's going on. We're like,
I mean, that's bad enough, but even probably worse than that was we were watching some entertainment. There was a duet singer on the keyboard and singing and guitar and that. And every time they did one, the people on stage had to stop what they were doing and just stand there.
Right. Let's wait for this to finish. And it cut their music out as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like halfway through, and then it's like, no, they didn't stop the music. The music was stopped for them.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So what I'll say the difference of that on Virgin is you will hear from the captain at the very beginning of the voyage. I think it's just before Sailaway or something. The captain will come on and say, we're hoping for smooth waters or whatever it is they say. And after that, you won't hear from the captain again unless there's a problem. They'll run drills sometimes, and you'll get an announcement saying there's going to be a drill run because they have to sound the alarm just to let you know not to worry about it. But apart from that, everything else, if there's ever any announcements that they need to make, for example, if you happen to be lucky enough to be a VIP rock star or mega rock star and the weather's bad and they have to move Richard's happy hour inside, they'll send a notification on the app. Yeah. So that tends to be the way they communicate, is by sending notifications on the app. So then it's not intrusive and intrusive.
But like we said, we completely get that some people love the daily announcements, and that's great.
Yeah, because they normally announce where the ship is and what the weather is and the coordinates and things like that, stuff that we're not bothered about, but some people, because we've seen it on Virgin Voyages Facebook groups, that people who have cruised a lot with other cruise lines come on Virgin and then complain that there aren't the announcements.
For the interest of this video, we took for granted the peacefulness of not having those announcements.
Yes. Last but not least, again, might just be a personal preference for us, is the wearable band that you get on Virgin. So again, all of the cruise lines that we've seen, the two that we've been on, but we've seen it on, I think, every other cruise line, you get a cruise card that's, I think, in your door or near your door when you're boarding. On Virgin, before you get on the ship, you get a wearable band that goes around your wrist, and then that acts as your door key. You pay for things with it. And it just makes it so much easier, because when you have a cruise card, if you're going out, you have to, one, remember to take the cruise card with you. You have to find a place to put it. So I don't like carrying my wallet around, for example. But if I've got my cruise card, I need my wallet to put it in, so I've got somewhere secure to store it. Whereas Virgin, you've just got your band on. And you kind of forget it's there, to be honest. And then it just makes it so easy just to tap things. And you don't find... There was a couple of times, I think, where we almost left the room on Cunard without one of us having a cruise card, which then would have messed things up royally. And also, it's quite nice when you've got the wearable band, if you're ever getting off a port, it's really easy to see the other people that are on the ship, because you'll see them either with the red band or the black band on. You're like, oh.
You can judge them. Oh, you're a black band.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll make friends with you. You'll get us free drinks. But it's just nice to see. And it just makes it so easy. And if anyone's curious, they are waterproof, so you can wear them in the pool and the hot tubs and all that sort of stuff. We usually take ours off for a shower, just because it feels weird having it on.
Yeah. But they, like I think you said earlier, you forget that you've got them on. They're not bulky, they're not big.
They're so light. Yeah.
And it's not like, you know, those... If you go to the fun fair and they put like a paper one on that sticks, and then you end up getting your hair stuck in it. Yeah. It's not like that. It's a rope.
Yeah. So those are our 6 things. If there is anything that you've taken for granted on Virgin,
that we've not mentioned,
let us know in the comments. Like I say, we've missed out the big things like all the dining rooms being included and
no kids,
because...
And the entertainment as well, like I don't want to say adult entertainment because that makes it sound sexual, and it isn't, but the more open entertainment. Inclusive, that's the word. Again, that was one of the reasons that we chose Virgin.
Yeah, so some of you might think, oh, I took that for granted because you didn't know about that when you booked it, but that was what drew us to Virgin, so that's why we've not included that stuff in this video.
Also, let us know if anything we've said is wrong.
There's a good chance.
If you're like, no, I've been on Azamara and they've got Wi-Fi included, just let us know down below.
Yeah. We're just doing it based off the knowledge that we currently have.
Yes.
And we are open to having our minds widened. That's the thing.
I will also say, slight deviation. It's been a long time since we've done one of these videos, so if you've enjoyed it, let us know. This is a more informal, chatty video, so if you like that, let us know. If you have liked it, like it. And subscribe too.
Yeah, so if you're not subscribed already, what are you doing? If you've got to this point in the video, you must have seen something you like. So clicky click.
Clicky clicky.
And notification belly. And then you get notified of all the other ones that come up.
Oh, bell. I thought you meant like belly.
Oh, that as well, because cruising.
And then you would
we'll do that too.
I thought you were tickling someone's notification belly.
Oh dear.
Anyway, if you've enjoyed this, YouTube thinks you might like this video too, so maybe check that one out.
Cover my face.
And we will see you next time.
Bye.